God did not put me on this planet to act. God put me on this planet to preach.
All I know is God is good. Denzel Washington preaching now? What's gonna be next? Spike Lee gonna be playing basketball? I think he doing a great service to humanity, cause they had him playing in Training Day, shot him in his butt cheeks. That was embarrassing, but they gave him the highest reward for the lowest things. And I know he had to realize that. I know he's seen his career for what it was. He typecasted. Every movie he the same man. But that don't matter no more because he's a changed man and Denzel Washington is speaking the word of the Lord.
I had one foot in the streets. The only reason I'm not talking to you from the penitentiary is by the grace of God. My three closest friends did about 100 years. One did about 40. He just got out. The other two are dead. And only by the grace of God, I didn't go. I did what they did. I shot dope. When I was 13 years old, I sold reefer, sold heroin, sold cocaine. I was shooting dope at 13 years old, but it wasn't God's plan for me.
I thought he was just playing when he was doing drugs in the movies. I seen the movie Flight, and it looked like he played that a little too good. People in Hollywood do drugs. They do a lot of drinking and a whole lot of partying, but for Denzel, he was partying like a rock star. Where his guitar at? Denzel Washington is nearly 10 years sober from drugs, alcohol. It did a lot of damage to his body. That explains a whole lot of stuff, man. If you really want to be good at something, you're going to have to focus. And can't nothing help you focus better than your brain scrambling like a fried egg. But now he preaching. The past is the past. But Lord have mercy, I did not know.
First of all, in any and everything I say, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in God's sight. I know that you're preached to all the time by your coach, but I can honestly tell you as a man of God who's been through every machination of faith, from faith to effort, not effort, F-it. I rejected God. I hated God. I loved God. I appreciated God. I've had no patience with God, and God has had nothing but patience with me. That's why they call it grace. As I've said many times when I speak to people or in different quotes, I say you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You can't take it with you. The three words I wrote down this morning was platform, purpose, and potential. We all have different platforms. Some will be stars, some will never be stars. We all have a purpose in our life. Without foundation, there's an old saying: unless you go for something, you'll go for anything. Unless you go for God, unless you have that deep root. Here, let me read this. I read this today, talking about a deep root. There's a book I read, Words of Jesus for Men. Y'all can look it up. And today it said, the rocky places of the heart. Others, like seed sown on rocky places, hear the word and at once receive it with joy. But since they have no root, they only last a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away. A good example of a rocky heart is one that is focused on comfort. Football players. Everything must go. Let me read it again. A good example of a rocky heart is one that is focused on comfort. Everything must go according to plan and run smoothly. When people think that that's what Jesus can offer them, they eagerly approach him. But when the heat is on, they become despondent and walk away. Do people promise you that Jesus will solve all your problems? That you'll always have enough money, be healthy, have a good marriage, have healthy children, and get the job you want? So what are you going to do with Jesus when these things don't materialize? When you blow that knee out? Many people lose all these things when they surrender their lives to God. And then the rocky heart says, yeah, thank you, Lord, thank you, but no thank you. In this same way, Jesus lost most of his disciples. And then down below it says, have you ever felt disappointed when Jesus didn't do what you asked of him? I have. I had a rocky place in my heart and deserted God. But thank God he had mercy on me. So the question is, and it asks, what does your heart look like? I've been through everything. I've been on the top and I've been on the bottom. And it's fascinating, when I was on the bottom, it was because I was expecting love from people and love from awards. I sat at an Academy Award and I was up for Best Actor. I've been nominated 9 times, more than most people on this planet. But the 2 times I didn't win was when I expected to win. And I was like, yeah, I had faith up until they called the other person's name. Then I went home and drank. And I hit the bottom and I was bitter. We're human. You all have potential. You all have purpose. Football's the platform for your real purpose. You all have potential. The cemeteries are filled with people that never lived up to their potential. You must get everything you can out of your body, your mind, and your spirit. And understand, the day you waste is the day another person's one step ahead of you. Every day. That's right. Every day. Body, mind, spirit, potential. When it comes to critics, remember this.
And let's just take a collective pause right here and give everyone a chance to share and reflect prayerfully upon what the best moments have been so far in this speech. For me, I love what he said about winning Academy Awards and thinking so highly of himself that he thought he was going to win, for sure. But God constantly humbling him and surprising him when he won and didn't expect to win, and vice versa. God's plans are not our plans, right? And right before that, he went into how, and he gets into this in the next section too, we just cannot expect love from the world or from other people. We have got to get our love fix, our power from somewhere else, from someone else, and his name is Jesus.
Those who can, do. Those who can't, talk about those who can. They're not going to love you. This world's not going to love you. They're not going to cheer for you. I don't know what your chosen profession's going to be, but you all have that God-given ability to be great. Now, let me go back to what I said initially. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse, which means you can't take it with you. On the last day of your life, and God knows I'm worth hundreds of millions of dollars, on the last day of my life, I can't take it with me. But I can leave it here. And I'm not just talking about money. You can be influential in whatever your chosen field. You have a platform now. You'll have a platform then. You have a purpose now. You'll have a purpose then. You have potential now. Each and every one of you. You are powerful right now. So what are you going to leave here? What is your gift? What will you share? Okay, let me tell y'all something. I had C grades or less because I didn't have direction. I started off in biology. I figured I'd want to be a doctor. I don't know, I'd go to college, okay, I'll be a doctor. That didn't work out so good. Whereas they say in the commercial, I'm not a doctor, but I played one on TV. I actually did play one on TV. Then I wanted to be a lawyer. So I studied political science. I moved on from that. Then I went to journalism. I said, well, I'll be a writer. And then I found my way, in my junior year of college, I found my way to acting. I never wanted to be an actor. I never thought about acting. I didn't know any actors, but I found out very quickly that that was my God-given ability. And I found out over this 40, 50-year career that it was my God-given purpose. God did not put me on this planet to act. God put me on this planet to preach. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can find this. In March 27th, 1975, I had flunked out of college. I had flunked out of college, and I was sitting in my mother's beauty parlor. My mother owned a beauty parlor, a beauty shop, and a woman was sitting under the dryer, and every time I looked up, she was looking at me. And granted, now this is before I had flunked out of college. I tried medicine and tried biology. She said, young man, you're gonna travel the world and preach to millions of people. And I was like, huh? She said, you're gonna travel the world and preach to millions of people. Now, I don't know if you can see this. Can you read that? Can y'all see that? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, on the top there, it says prophecy. She couldn't even spell it right. This piece of paper is 50 years old. Then underneath it, when my mother wrote my name, it was like on an old envelope. It's so old that the name fell off. Then underneath it, I wrote the date, which was March 27, 1975. Now, for some reason, she wrote 28. You can see 28 there on the top? Can you see it? Say yes if you can see it. Okay. I don't know if she wrote 28 because she thought it was my birthday, or if she wrote 28 because it was the 28th. But I wrote March 27th. Well, I'm born on the 28th. My wife's born on the 28th. My oldest son's born on the 28th. Now, I don't know if that's coincidence, but my point is this. She didn't say you're going to be famous. She didn't say I was going to win an Oscar. She didn't say any of that. She said, and she was known to be a prophet, she said that I was going to travel the world and preach to millions of people. And now, 50 years later, I get the opportunity with the University of Colorado football team. So really, I'm practicing with y'all. I'm not preaching to you or at you. I'm sharing my experience with you. You can't take it with you, but you could leave it here. Love, you can leave here. Grace, you can leave here. Science, health that you share with others. What you do for others is much more important than what you do for yourself. Sharing, giving, loving, being patient is the most important gift that you have.
Denzel finally found his calling. Now that he up there in age, he doing the best thing he could possibly do. We all know where he finna go. We all know where we all gonna go eventually. But you just never know when he gonna get there. Denzel Washington once hated God, but now says he was put on this planet to preach. That's what you call redemption, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless of what you're going through in your life, you can make a change if you focus with good intent. Amazing things can happen for you. I'm looking forward to see what Denzel Washington got planned. Is he going to do a mega bus? Do people got to help pay for the gas? Is he going to be funding everything at his church? Or is he going to put an ATM in there like a bunch of other mega pastors do? Is he going to pay people to come see him preach? Because if that's the case, I got bills to... Ain't no telling what he done did in his lifetime. He trying to get right with the Lord, and I don't blame him.
I'll say it again. It's the most important gift that you have. What you do for others in a society that only wants to be seen. Look at me, Instagram me, the FaceTime me. How many followers do I have? That pronoun, unfortunately, we have landed it in your lap as young men and women. I, me, look at me, how much can I get? I'm willing to do anything to be seen. Now, I'm not asking you to do what I do, but I don't even have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't have TikTok. I don't have any of that. But one thing we both have in common, you and I, and that's potential. One thing we have in common is purpose. One thing we all have in common is a platform. And one thing we all have in common is God-given ability. Use it, share it, appreciate it, understand it. You don't have to know now, but understand you were put on this planet for a purpose. Each and every one of you. Some things some of your potential will be realized by your children. If you haven't helped, there's no hope. If you haven't helped, there's no hope. What an opportunity. Even on your worst day, it's an opportunity to have a better day tomorrow. I call that, I'm 70 years old now. I'll take the hat off, you know. I'm not here to tell you what you need to believe in, but I can tell you if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. It's hard enough when you believe. I had one foot in the streets. The only reason I'm not talking to you from the penitentiary is by the grace of God. My three closest friends did about 100 years. One did about 40, you know, he just got out. The other two are dead. And only by the grace of God, I didn't go. I did what they did. I shot dope when I was 13 years old. I sold dope, sold reefer, sold heroin, sold cocaine. I was shooting dope at 13 years old, but it wasn't God's plan for me. So we all fall short of the glory. I ain't got no fairy tale life to tell you about, but I ain't no killer, but I grew up with killers. I've seen people killed. I was with a couple of them the night they got killed. That's life. That's just the way it is. Next question.
Wow, Denzel went hard there, telling these kids and us about the brutal realities of the streets and the life he grew up with. That's the part of the interview where he is dropping new knowledge and insight about his life that he's never shared before, to my knowledge. And like he said, you can't take it with you. So he's out here sharing this stuff that Hollywood or a PR agent would absolutely despise him sharing. So what a blessing it is to get to hear this stuff straight from the horse's mouth. And this next question goes even deeper into his faith and when and why he found God, or as he says, when God found him. Check it out.
Okay.
What moment in your life did you find God on your own and, you know, not from like your parents and stuff?
It goes back to what I read you. You know, you find him, but without deep roots, you know, he ain't the favor bank. You know, he ain't the favor bank. Hey, Lord, give me this. Oh, Lord, you do that for me. Lord, let me make it to the league. God found me long before I knew I found him. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
That's why they call it grace. You know, the devil had me by the ankles. He's like, I could get this one. I could get him. God said, no, he's one of mine. Yeah, he gonna fall. Yeah, he gonna. I'll tell you a story. This is a true story. Now this is gonna get out, but I don't care. This is how much God blessed me. The one time that I shot dope in my arm, I was in private school, and we were in the bathroom, and the guy was showing me how. And the headmaster of the school came in, and literally the needle was dangling in my arm. And we could hear him. And we said, if he come in here, I know if he come in here, it's over for me. And he didn't come in. And we finished doing what we were doing. My point being, that was the grace and protection of God even then. At 13, I didn't know what I was doing. I was following those that were the example for me, and that's what they were doing. You know, we all want to be like the cool guy. So it's been a 70-year journey with the Lord. I was filled with the Holy Spirit in the 80s, and I still wanted to go party. I still wanted to chase women and do all of those kind of things. I don't do any of those things now. You know, you know, you get old enough, hopefully you get wiser. But wherever you are in your walk, it's not a competition. There's nobody closer to God than the next person. Your individual path is your individual path. And it's okay to talk to God like you talking to your father, like, look, man, what's this about? Why am I breaking my leg now? Talk to me. I talk to God like that. Here's the thing I would say to each and every one of you. Get up in the morning and be quiet. Put your feet on the floor. Try to take 2 minutes and just be quiet. Breathe. Listen. It's hard because your mind starts going to what you got to do that day and why didn't I make that play and am I going to make it and why don't she like me and how am I going to get her and all that stuff. And something else for you. When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too. But eventually, good things grow out of that mud. Boy, fame ain't all it's made up to be. Power and privilege and fame and wealth, hopefully you'll see, but it's not all, it's all made up to be. So yeah, you can pray that it rains on you, but you got to deal with the mud. You be looking up and look down and realize you're 7 feet deep in mud. It's thick. People don't like it. People don't like seeing you do well. We are in the world, but don't be of it. Don't rely on it for your happiness. Rely on the Almighty. Do not rely on this world for your happiness, because it'll tell you Tuesday that they love you and Wednesday that they hate you. They probably said that about your team. It's not consistent. It won't sustain you.
People want to say Denzel's star faded, but I'm here to let y'all know we got another rising star, the older Denzel. I'm looking forward to what he brings to the world. I'm looking forward to his word in the future. Y'all need to go back and listen to them old Denzel Washington sermons. I promise you, he better than your favorite pastor. A lot of other pastors out there jealous. They not even preaching no more. They can't keep up with Denzel Washington. He already got the fame. And y'all know back in the day, your grandmama used to think he was fine, and some people still do. So he gonna have a whole bunch of women at that church looking to look at Denzel. They gonna be fighting in the parking lot. As long as he get his money, I'm pretty sure he don't give a damn. Deion Sanders, keep on doing your thing, man. Keep on preaching the word of the Lord. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. I got so much love for y'all. And one more thing before I go.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T. that you want, and my music hit so hard, make you say